All right, this is a video on changing the slave cylinder on a 2003 Suzuki Intruder. This particular model is an 800. First thing you want to do, left side of the vehicle, you're going to remove these 3 bolts. They're 8mm. On the back of some of these are these little rubber grommets. You want to make sure you hold on to them. And they have these on the back of them also. Just don't lose them. You'll use them when you put them back in. Go ahead and remove your cover. This is your slave cylinder right here. So the first thing you want to do, go ahead and crack your banjo bolt loose. This is a 12mm. There we go. Make sure you put a rag underneath this. DOT4 is pretty caustic. So all we got to do is pull these 2 bolts out. 2 bolts are 10mm. You can go ahead and just slowly pull it off. There is a rod behind here, so just make sure you're not doing anything with that rod. There you go. This is your new slave cylinder right here. That's the part number. Got this from Partzilla. I'll put the link in the description of where I got this one. All right, so here we've got our old one and we've got our new one, and I just realized the new one does not come with a new banjo bolt or copper washers, so I'm going to reuse these. But as you can see, that is pretty nasty. Let's go ahead and let's clean that out. So I'm just going to use some brake clean. I'm going to run a small brush through that, clean that up a little bit. All right, so I just cleaned that out, sprayed some brake clean in, made sure the holes were nice and clean. So you can go ahead and clean off the shaft. Got a little bit of grease inside of there. That's what you want. Gives it free movement. You can go ahead and put it on. There we go. Slides right in. Put your bolts back in. I couldn't find any torque specs on it, so I'm just going to use one Ooga Dooga. Ooga Dooga. At this point, you can put your banjo bolts back on. One washer goes onto the bolt, the other one will go in between the coupling and the slave cylinder. All right, so the next thing that we got to do, we're going to pull the cap of the reservoir off here, and then we got to bleed the clutch. Right on the cap, it does say only use .4. Make sure the reservoir is filled. And you're going to go ahead and you're going to pump it up until you start getting some resistance. Then you're going to hold it and then open your bleeder. Tighten it back up before you depress it. Pump it back up. Put your cap back on. So after you bleed the clutch, what you do is go ahead, make sure it's in gear. You can feel it. Put your clutch in. And make sure she rolls. And put your cover back on. Yeah, moment of truth. Wants to grab and it's very nice. Let's take it for a ride. Grabbing good. See what happens when we get on it. I don't know, man, that oil was pretty brown. It's all clutch material or what it is. Let's see what she'll do here. Clutch. She's still slipping. Well, as you just saw, Successful slave cylinder change, but unfortunately the clutches are what's doing it. Check your oil when you guys change this, because let me show you what the oil looks like in this.